Hello everyone, it's Haley. Welcome to the vlog and recap for my 4th market in New Zealand. I will get to all of the statistics, how much I made, the expenses, things like that. But first, let's get on to the market footage.
It's the end of the year. Everywhere on TV, couples and Christmas trees, gift wrapping and cheer.
It hasn't even been 20 minutes and we've already almost made $100, and I sold my favorite dragon, so I'm a little sad, but I'm very excited. Are you making the tiniest squid? This one will probably have to be 15 instead of 20. It's like less than half the size of the original.
Dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, snowflakes in my hair.
I don't know what this is, but it's spinach and feta, and I like spinach and feta, so I think it'd be good.
Kissing under bright lights, red bow in my hair, sleigh bells in the air. The only thing I'm missing is you. Stockings on fireplace, but in my living room I sing my name, knit sweaters and lace. Dressed up alone on the couch during cold winter days. In all the movies there, kissing in the snow, holding hands and mittens, baking together.
The moment you've been waiting for. Going to start, as usual, with a summary of my experience. This market, I was having second thoughts about. I was wondering if I should even do it. It was probably going to be my last market in New Zealand, and I had not really done any prep. If you saw my market prep video for this market, then you know I waited until the last 2 days to do any market prep. So I was like, is it even worth it to do this one? I don't know. I was remembering how my first 2 markets didn't do so well, but my last market had done really well. And so I was kind of going back and forth. But I eventually decided to just stick with it. And I'm glad I did, because it was a pretty good market. This market started off really well right off the bat. Before 30 minutes had even passed, we had nearly reached $100. And so my hopes were high. Actually, I had reached $100 by 10:15. The market started at 10, so 15 minutes into the market, and that is crazy. I was so excited for the rest of the market because things were starting off well. And something that I mentioned in my first market video is that people kind of kept to themselves and didn't really talk to me, didn't seem very enthusiastic about my products. But at my last market and at this market, people seemed really excited about my stuff, and that made me so happy. I think the first one was just a dud. Not every market is going to be suitable for what you sell. The audience is going to be different at each one. And I mentioned this before, but there's a lot of different things that go into the success of a market, and some of them you just can't control. There were also quite a few crochet vendors there, and I didn't realize because I barely passed by one room to get to the room I was in, and then there was a third room that I had not gone in until the end of the market. So there were, I think, 4 crochet vendors, including me, which is a lot for one market, but I'm surprised that my stuff did so well considering that. I think most people weren't doing amigurumi. There was one that had amigurumi, but I just think I had different options than they did. We both had chickens, and I think she was selling her chickens for $8 and I was selling mine for $15. And I probably could have reduced the price, but I didn't, and I'm thinking I should have, because I don't want to bring all of these stuffed animals back home. I only have a limited amount of space in my suitcase. So I want to get rid of as much as I can, and I would just post them on a website, but I've been having trouble with Etsy, trying to figure out how to change my shop over to New Zealand, and it's the shipping is what I'm having trouble with, so it's a little too late to do any of that now, but we'll see. There's always time. I'm waiting to hear back from a lady to see if I can do one more market. Let's get on to what sold. I sold 2 whales for $5, 2 bees for $5, an axolotl for $5, a chick with a frog hat for $5, 2 chickens for $15, a snowman for $15, and the snowman I had originally priced at $20, but right after I had marked down the price to $15, a little girl came up and bought it. And I think it was actually good that I marked down the price because her mom was gonna let her buy something for $10 and he was just $5 over, so she went ahead and let her get it. A crocodile for $15. This was the one I kind of messed up on. I skipped a few rows and I had to fix his legs. So if you want to know how I fixed that, you can watch my market prep video. But he was actually the first thing to sell. And I thought $15 was a lot, but he took me a while, so I decided to just stick with it. I almost did 12, but it was worth it. A squid for $20, a sea turtle for $30, and I sold both of my dragons for $35 each. I was not expecting the dragons to sell because they had not sold at any of my previous markets. The big one did, but the smaller ones didn't. I was really hoping that my red dragon with the 2 different colored horns would not sell. That was my favorite dragon. It was my favorite thing I had made here in New Zealand so far, and I was really wanting to keep him, but I was like, I don't want to take home too many things back to the United States, so we'll put him for sale. And sure enough, he was the first dragon to sell. He was actually one of the first things to sell in general. He was my 3rd sale of the day. I'm still mourning him. I'm still processing. I really wish I wouldn't have sold him, but I can make another one. It'll just have to be a while. I'm happy he found a good home. And not only one of my dragons sold, but the second one that sold was the Ocean Shades one. And the person who got it just loved it. They were looking at it. They're like, I don't know if I can afford this though. I don't know if I can pay $35 for this. And they go to turn around to walk into a different room of vendors. And then they turn back and they're like, nope, I can't leave him behind. And so that was so fun to see, so special that they wanted my dragon, and they were carrying it around throughout the whole market. And I think that even brought people to my booth because someone came up and said, oh, I saw the dragon that they were carrying around. and that just really made the market for me. That just really brightened my day. So my total sales at this market were, drumroll please, $215. Now, it's not quite as much as it was at my last market, but it is way better than my first 2 markets, and I was still really happy with that. I noticed at this market that the start was super busy, which isn't very common for markets, at least in my experience. I've had one other market that was like that, and it was mostly vendors' kids buying stuff. Even though I made $100 in 15 minutes, it took me the rest of the market to reach that $215. If you take away the $25 vendor fee, that is $190 profit. And yeah, I'm happy with that. I didn't subtract the yarn. I already figure that into the price of my things. Yeah, I never really subtract the yarn because that's too tedious. Sometimes I like tedious projects, but there's already enough that goes into editing these videos and I don't want to add that. Now, for my bestsellers. I haven't been able to do a bestsellers list. I guess I could have on my last video, but I didn't think about it. Because I had sold so few items before, but I only really sold things in 2s. So basically my $5 items were bestsellers again. And I actually sold some chickens this time, which I was happy about because, as you know, chickens have not been selling very well. Very surprising to me. But I would say the best sellers were whales and bees. I did only bring 1 axolotl and it sold, so I can't really count that. But Yeah, things that are $5 always sell the best because it's affordable. But if you exclude the $5 things, then the chickens and the dragons were the best sellers, which is nice to hear. Now for the things that did not sell. My hermit crabs did not sell. My seahorse, the Grinch. I've kind of been thinking the Grinch wouldn't sell because he doesn't really look that much like the Grinch. My kiwis still have not sold and I don't know why. I think they're cute. People have commented that they're cute, but no one wants Christmas themed kiwis for some reason. Yeah, those are the things that did not sell. This was also the first market that I was able to walk around and see other people's things. And I did buy a few things, so I can show you what I got. I only bought a few things, but the first thing I bought, this is, it's very me. It's this cute purse with forest animals that have mushrooms and poinsettias on them. It's Christmassy, it's foresty, it's whimsical. You know, I just love forest animals, especially foxes and mushrooms. And my husband's favorite animal is an owl, so it made me think of him too. But the inside is really cute too. I'll link her in the description. I don't know if she sells online. She doesn't have a website, but she has an Instagram and a Facebook, and she sells at markets and posts when those happen. So I'll link her. But this is the back, and I just noticed, I mean the inside. There's little babies. And why does he have horns though? Babies don't have horns that big. But look, that's so cute. I kind of wish this was the outside. I could wear it reversible if I wanted to. It would just be weird buttoning. And then this next thing I really should not have bought. I have no purpose for it. I thought it would be fun to collect Christmas ornaments from different places I go to. But it's this mushroom. I don't know if it would be an ornament. It could really be any kind of decoration. But I also didn't realize that this thing lifts up until I had already given her the money to buy it. I asked Hayden if I should buy it and he just said do what you want, and I was like okay, and then I got it. It's cute, but I also wrote NZ24 on the inside of it so that I can remember where I got it from, because I like mushrooms and maybe I'll have a little mushroom collection from different places or just ornaments, I don't know. And the final thing I got was a piece of cake because I felt pressured to buy it. She was giving out free samples and I tried it and it was pretty good, so I bought it, but I don't know. It seemed kind of expensive. But you know, the free sweets from the previous markets make up for it. And no, I do not subtract things I bought from the market because it's not a business expense, it's a personal expense. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it and subscribe to see more crochet content from me. I do have some fun things planned. I am going to Hobbiton this weekend and I have a special creation just for that. So if you want to see what it is, make sure to stick around. Stay creative.